more flexible. You should be open to the idea that what looks like one thing might just be a small part of something completely different. The outside shape doesn't always give you a good idea of what's inside. Just like that. Well, I think that according to legend, the tangram happened when someone dropped a square tile and it broke into 7 pieces. When he tried to put them back together, he discovered that he could shape it into many different things. Well, if it weren't for that, wouldn't the tile just be a boring tile like all the other tiles? But because of what happened, it's now a famous puzzle that's been seen across the world. Sometimes, in order to find a greater purpose, you have to be broken first. I don't think we get the luxury of choosing what happens to us. I never said that. We don't get to decide what happens to us, but we can always decide how to respond to it.
Good morning. I hope you slept well. You're our guest, after all. Well, there's not much I can do about that. You have to admit it's a lot nicer than police custody, though. Confessions can be recanted. It's best to have the most solid case possible in situations like this. I'm sure they'll use my brother too, but the fact remains that you're the one who solved the case. That makes you the strongest witness they have. You'd be surprised what expensive lawyers are capable of doing. We need the most airtight case possible. You think so? Anyway, you should thank me for convincing him to let you stay with us. With us, you get a nice bed, good food, and...
Aki, I got the coffee!
Coffee. That's Li Mei.
That's Li Mei for you.
She's a quiet child. Quiet child. Quiet? glad you're awake. Did you enjoy your sleep? At least you're honest. Should we have gotten you something stronger than a triple shot? We have a long way to go to meet with our client, and he's the sort of guy who will get very fussy if we're late. You're overflowing with questions. I suppose I can't blame you. You're not the only one with questions, though. In fact, you're a pretty big question mark yourself. Let's make a deal, shall we? You ask a question, then I ask a question. We'll trade answers. We're a special investigation agency. Our work isn't always as exciting as corporate espionage and murder. More often than not, we're just snapping photos of cheating lovers. As for why the police trust us, that's sort of a weird story. That's for another question, though. Okay, my turn. What's your name? Roughly translated, it means strong emotions. It's sort of a play on Kansei. We call the ability to feel other people's emotions Kansei. It's like a super sensitivity. Since you have a type of Kansei, we can call you Kangai. Kan-gai. Get it? I'll see what I can do. Is that your next question? Lee May never complained about it. All of us have a sort of Kansei like you do. We can all sense thoughts and feelings to some extent. Lee May's Kansei is probably the purest form of them all. She experiences the emotions of everyone around her. Everyone. If you're happy, she's happy. If you're sad, she's sad. Everyone else's emotions are constantly streaming into her mind. She has to... Alright, next question. Where are you from, anyway? I'd rather you don't lie about it. Nico told me about it. Yesterday you told him that you were from LA, but when he asked you about precincts, you didn't correct him. In Los Angeles, police work districts, not precincts. I'm surprised he didn't cuff you on the spot for lying to him. We stopped the assassination of a visiting dignitary. Everyone makes a big deal about it, but it was sort of a fluke. Naoki was trailing a businessman and secretary who were putting in extra hours at an expensive hotel. We intercepted the assassin, saved the day, and apparently that makes us trustworthy heroes. Seriously. So, you're the boy with a Kansei that allows you to experience the final moments of any dead body you touch. You should be used to the ridiculous by now. What? Here. 3 years. I suppose that makes sense. We've only been here for 2 years. Well, I guess that was my question. Your turn. Yesterday about what happened. That, and the fact that Miss Bergstrom claimed a third party was also interested in the information. He didn't sound too happy about that, so he ordered us to come see him today and give a full report in person. Word is that he really hates the city. His assistant said that he rarely leaves his house, conducting most meetings via satellite. Rich people are eccentric. Comes with a job description, I think.
You missed it.
Oops! Sorry, missed a turn.
Yeah, I noticed. I guess we're almost there?
Yep, just a few minutes now. Anyway, what were we talking about? Right, Mr. Otten. He's one of those self-made men you hear about all the time, built Otten Engineering himself from the ground up. This is it! Yeah, it kinda does. I guess since he always stays inside, he doesn't care what it looks like on the outside.
Are you the representatives from the agency?
Yep, I'm Aki Mizutani. You must be Sophia Millerson. We spoke on the phone.
You're not exactly what I pictured.
Being a private investigator involves having an appearance that doesn't stand out, ma'am.
Truly. Well, come in. Mr. Otten seems unusually eager to speak with you. Are these your associates?
They are.
And he is?
That would be... Kansei. On short notice. He should have given me something to work with.
It's a retina detector. The house takes a shot of the eyes of anyone who passes through. It's useful for identification purposes. There are other sensors around the house that also capture your retina image. The house can remember your preferences and adjust things like lighting and temperature as soon as you enter the room. Mr. Otten lives here because he enjoys the peace and quiet being away from the city affords him. This house, however, has the most cutting-edge security possible, including quite a few innovations not yet available on the market.
Other guests?
Oh no.
Oh, great. I should have known you'd be here.
Nico, to what do we owe the pleasure?
Please make yourselves comfortable. Mr. Otten is finishing up on a conference call. He'll see you once it's finished.
Can we explore the house?
If you wish. The house currently logs you all as guests, so any doors you are authorized to pass through will open automatically.
It's okay. I'm not here to talk about all those rumors. Rich people always get the worst of it, don't they? And even if they are true, you're free to do what you want with your life. No one should judge you for your choices, right? Oh, right! Marissa Klein from Modern Trends. I'm here for the interview. Pretty! Is it real? Oh, hello. Marissa Klein.
Yes, I heard. I'm afraid I'm only here for business, ma'am.
Oh, don't call me that. It makes me feel so old. Or are you supposed to be all formal with me because you work here?
I don't work here.
A guest? Even more interesting. Are you an art fan?
Please refrain from touching the art. Miss Klein, I presume? You're 2 hours late. Mr. Otten has other business to attend to now.
Hang on! I called and said I'd be late, though.
I don't recall receiving such a call.
You didn't tell her? You're the one who answered the phone when I called. Why didn't you tell her? Wait, what's your name? Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry! I thought you were Liam Otten!
Miss Klein, you may have called ahead, but the fact remains that you are very late, and Mr. Otten has a strict schedule.
Wait, this is my first major interview. Is there any way I can squeeze it in today?
Come with me.
Oh, thank you!
Con guy? Did Aki pick that name for you? She's notoriously bad at naming things. When she was a girl, she had a cat that was born with only a stub for a tail. She named the cat Stubtail. I'm sorry you're stuck with those kids right now. If I had my way, I wouldn't group you in with them. They all belong to the government. You know that, right?
Miko, are you gossiping about me again? I haven't lied to him, if that's what you mean.
Mr. Otten will see you now.
Of course! It'll be a winner, so be sure to look out for it. Bang! Hey, Sophie, you don't mind if I have a look around, interview the staff, and other nonsense?
Please make it quick.
Righto.
Shall we get going?
No, go away. Get out! Get him out!
What did you do?
Sophia, get rid of him!
I'll take care of it right away, sir. Please follow me this way, Kansei. We can proceed with your discussion after he is less agitated. Mr. Otten called for you. Once he settles down, he'll want to speak with you again. Until then, please make yourself at home while I go to work out the details of this visit with your associates.
Yeah, sorry about that. Just sympathizing with you. What do you think?
It's no good. Mr. Otten's refusing to come out. Detective Gursky is still up there trying to talk to him, but he won't listen to reason.
Li Mei, what do you think?
He's scared.
Yeah, we'd figured that much out already. Anything else? What about when he first reacted?
He was not surprised.
Whoa! Hey! I didn't know we were having guests today. Way to go! I don't know how you managed to get 3 at once. That's a pretty sweet haul of chicks, man. Oh, crap. Ah, well, I've seen worse. Let's see. A bunch of people hanging out in the lobby for no reason. That's an easy one. Uncle called you out here, and now he's having a hissy fit and making you wait. Am I right?
Got it in one, and you must be Liam Otten.
Look like business partners. Uncle's not the kind of guy who lets just anyone enter. He's all crazy paranoid that way.
If he's as paranoid as you say, why are you here?
I'm family. It's not like he's got a choice.
Ah, so you're visiting your uncle today?
No, I live here.
Really? That's even cooler. Must be kind of boring for you, though.
Huh?
I was looking around earlier and nearly all the doors are locked.
That's because you're a visitor. You don't get many access privileges. I'm allowed in, like, every house.
Like? So, not all of them.
Yeah, well... There's like a lock on his office in the security room. Those rooms are pointless anyway.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't suppose I could ask you for a favor.
What? I guess I've got nothing better to do with my time. Sure, why not?
Split up and explore what you can. Something about this doesn't settle well with me at all, and we might not get another chance.
That powerful. Just subtle suggestions, like a whisper in the back of your mind.
She can't. Those with Kansei are more sensitive. You'd know it's her voice.
To us, it sounds like she's speaking directly, but normal people only feel like they've just had a random impulse. Nothing. We should probably get going. I'd rather not split up if we don't have to. I don't do well exploring new places. Is it really okay? Is that okay with you, Lee May?
It's fine.
I'm coming! That's easy for you to say. I'm not like you. Yeah, no big deal. Anything but the stairs.
Let's take the stairs. So?
Where should we go? Good idea. Whoa.
Dragon, phoenix, tortoise, and tiger. The tiger and the dragon are eternal rivals, equally matched in strength. The dragon is the sly one, ruling through intelligence and trickery. The tiger is the strong one, fighting with raw power and force. Mind versus body. They represent balance, opposing forces of nature. Why do you ask?
I'm surprised that Mr. Otten has such an expensive collection. Well, it's more like it doesn't seem his style. As far as I can tell, he's never publicly stated he has any interest in Chinese history. Usually, an avid collector likes to make his collections well known. It's a mark of pride.
It's not art.
What?
It's protection. The words. Safety. Refuge. Peace.
I think so. Li Mei knows better than I do, though. She was born in China. I can only read whatever Chinese overlaps with Japanese characters. I don't know. Well, should we keep exploring the house? Whoa, are you okay?
It's happening.
What's going on?
Scared. He's scared.
Who? Con guy?
Whoa, kid, calm down. Mr. Rotten has been unusually quiet for a while. Are you sure everything is okay? Is there any way we can force ourselves in?
It's certainly unorthodox. I don't think Mr. Otten would be pleased.
I think he'd be even less pleased if he needed medical attention and we didn't get it to him.
Very well. The only way to open the office without express permission is to reset the security system.
And how exactly does one do that?
Someone needs to reboot the system manually, then someone else has to enter the restart code within 10 seconds of the system being rebooted.
Sounds complicated.
It's meant to provide maximum security for Mr. Otten. I'm the only one here who knows the code, so someone else will have to go to the basement to reset the power. The basement door is usually locked to visitors, but I can unlock it from here.
Alright, Naoki, go reset it.
What? Why me?
You?
Yeah, he could do it.
Sure, why not?
Alright, the reboot process is fairly simple. Just flip all the switches off, then on, then push the reset button.
Sorry, kid. There's nothing you can do now. You were right about Mr. Rotten. He's dead.
He was already dead when we got there. Sophia tried to revive him, but...
I stopped her. It was too risky.
Mr. Otten's orders, of course.
Is there a landline I can use then?
In there. I'll show you. I'll show you.
He's gone.
Well... Migala checked his pulse, but he was already dead. Yeah, she was going to use CPR, but Detective Gursky stopped her. He said that Mr. Otten looked like he had been poisoned, and she might get poisoned herself if she tried mouth to mouth. We should tell Aki what happened.
She's coming.
Hey, what happened? The lights went out for a moment. Died? How? Did you read his last moments? What about you? Did you see it?
I got it.
Good. Then we'll take a look at it later.
The police are on their way. It's a bit of a drive for them, so we'll have to sit tight until then. I suggest we all wait downstairs. As I don't have any jurisdiction here, it's only a suggestion. It's the best option if you want to stay unnoticed.
Always the gentleman. Nothing. Anyway, we should probably follow his suggestion and head downstairs. We wouldn't want to get into any more trouble than we already are.
It's not you.
It means that Miko shouldn't talk so much.
Do you truly want to know? But do you want one? We're on parole for crimes past. Gursky is our parole officer.
Glad you could make it. Did you take a wrong turn somewhere? You okay? Miss Millerson wasn't feeling well, so Naoki offered to make some tea for her. They both went to the kitchen. Aki said she had to use the restroom, although I suspect she just wanted to look around, and I'm never entirely sure what Lee May is doing. The house is in lockdown right now, so it won't let any of us leave until Sophia unlocks it. I guess you can roam around or do whatever you feel like. The rise is still the same. The one that says you're already trying to figure everything out. It's like watching someone who just started work on a puzzle. You're digging through the pieces and looking to build a frame, but you don't have much yet. I doubt you would. We've never met in person. I sure heard a lot about you, though. Both of you. Not enough, apparently. I thought you were dead. We all did. Do you have any idea how much work was put into finding you? Without hearing your names. Oh, they're so great. What heroes these kids are. Why can't we have such helpful people here? What a joke. When we found her body, the first person they looked for was you, but you were nowhere to be found. At first, they thought you'd been kidnapped. As days passed, they thought maybe you'd been killed. When I saw you yesterday, I thought you had finally come back to do something worthwhile again. What about your sister's murder? You're the only witness, but you ran away. Why? Things are only as complicated as you want them to be. Then maybe you should listen. Sorry, kid. I'm sworn to uphold the law. Even if you don't want me getting involved, I kinda have. We'll talk about this more later, but I promise that this isn't over. I got a call this morning about my report from yesterday. You've already caused a disturbance with your return. Are you kidding? She was the first. Why don't you try actually having a backbone this time around? The present only exists because of the past, you know. But I see your point. Figuring out the cause of death for Mr. Otten does take priority right now. I'll be upstairs. Come talk to me if you find out anything.
Whoa! Sorry, dude. Never seen you around before. You're not one of Liam's friends, are you? Oh, good. I can't stand Liam's friends. Don't tell him I said that. Kevin, I'm the IT guy. I run all the security here. Got a blip in my system saying the power went out, so I came here to see what happened. Wicked. So Big Will is finally gonna bring down the hammer on Liam in his little nightlife.
Passed away? As in, dead? Whoa. Sorry, man, this is just... Wow, I can't believe it. It's kinda unreal, you know? I just saw him yesterday and he looked fine. Well, as fine as a guy his age can look. Well, as fine as a super paranoid guy his age can look. Well, as fine as a super paranoid guy who drinks a lot at his age. So, what happened? Holy cow! Murdered? I didn't see that one coming. I guess that's what he meant. To talk about his history. Anytime someone asked, he'd always say that he'd buried his past a long time ago. Once, when he'd had a little too much to drink, he told me that he was afraid that one day, his past would come back and return the favor. Man, dead? Really? Sorry, that's just too weird. I'm still having a hard time believing it. So, are the police gonna question us all and stuff? Well, I guess I'll hang out here until then. I'll be in the security room if you need me. It's the first door on the left here in this hallway. What's up? Yeah, I did. Sure, why not? Since Mr. Otten hired you, you'd probably be allowed in here anyway. Welcome to my Fortress of Solitude. This is the command center for the entire house. Mr. Otten offered it to me. Well, yeah, he handpicks everyone who works for him. I graduated in the top of my class at a university he funds. He offered this job to me straight out of college. Yeah, that's the word for it. not everything. Mr. As if it isn't obvious. Mr. Otten never likes to be far from his booze. His solution to anything stressful is to drink it away. Of course, he tries to hide it because it's not very professional, but every time he walks out of that room, he reeks of alcohol. Dude, any little guy tries to start something new, he crushes them. Poaches employees, spreads rumors, heck, he's even brought in the courts multiple times. He'll say that these other companies are infringing on his trademark or something equally stupid. Of course, that's only the stuff we know about. If you ask me, he's got more than just dirty business practices going on. I mean, seriously, look at this place. No one builds a house like this in the middle of nowhere unless he's got something to hide. If he's not doing something illegal, I'll eat my motherboard. Come by if you want to ask me anything else.
Hey.
A sixth sense? As in psychic? Can you give me details on how it works? I see. I suppose it's different then. I don't really know much about it. It was a long time ago, before I started working for him. He just mentioned it in passing once, so I thought maybe that had something to do with it. He was terribly drunk at the time, though, so I suppose he might not have even been telling the truth. I'm sorry, I'm jumping to the strangest conclusions here. I must not be in a very good frame of mind right now. I don't know what I'm going to do now that he's gone.
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry. I just really want to find the person who did this. If there's anything you need to know, just ask, okay?
like having to see dead bodies. I really can't say. I don't want to make any judgments. Well, Liam is pretty angry with his uncle. His eyebrows went down every time he spoke about him. So he's got something to hide. I'm pretty sure Marissa's hiding something too. Every time she smiles, her eyebrows go up, as if she's worried. After she finished her interview with Mr. Otten, she was even more nervous than before. Sophia was pretty frustrated when we came, but now she's really anxious. She won't stop pacing back and forth. You mean that guy with the red hair? I didn't really get to see his face. Sorry. I've been studying body language for a while now. Feel free to come talk more if you want.
I'm a trained professional and an excellent personal assistant. I have personal reasons, but my employment is both legal and morally sound. Of course.
Are you sure? What happened? Murdered? Cases are already reprehensible, and there have been rumors of unethical treatment of some of his test subjects. That's why I came. I was hoping I'd be able to uncover something about what he might be doing. It's really not what you think. Nothing. Well, I've heard that he used to head up a series of experiments for the government back in the day. Something about altering genetics. The whole thing wasn't exactly approved as humane, and pretty much everyone was kept in the dark about it. It's a long story, but the short version is I've met a lot of the victims. I've pieced together their stories and followed the trail back to William Otten. It's a possibility, isn't it? Involved in dogfighting. Not to mention extremely cruel. I'm fairly certain he was just getting fed up with Liam's antics. It's one thing to dismiss underage drinking, but the heat from Liam's participation in animal cruelty is bad publicity he didn't need. I heard he was planning on cutting Liam from his will completely. As far as I can tell, no. But you'd really have to ask someone more knowledgeable than I. I'll talk to you later then.
I don't know. Does it bother you? Death. was not scared. I'm not scared, but I still feel scared. Does that mean I'm bothered or not bothered? I'm authorized to share anything that might aid your investigation. No dust settles here. It means that this place is quiet and safe from influence of the outside world. Sophia is sad. She feels as if there is no hope, but there is also relief. Marissa is scared and disappointed. There's so much emotion inside of her. It's all flowing at the same time. She wants to be happy, but she also feels very guilty. Humans are very complicated. Kevin is uncertain. He does not know what he should be feeling. He's with Aki right now. She is manipulating his emotions with her Kansei. I cannot tell what is his and what is not.
Liam's actions were very costly in terms of both money and public image. Mr. Otten wanted to punish him for his cavalier attitude. When Liam took up dogfighting a few months ago, that was the last straw. Last week, Mr. Otten informed Liam that he would no longer be inheriting anything. He was furious, naturally. He called Mr. Otten a selfish and greedy old man, and he said that he'd make him regret his decision. Mr. Otten never got around to doing it. A lawyer was scheduled to visit next week. He was furious, naturally. He called Mr. Otten. As it stands, all of Mr. Otten's fortune now belongs to Liam. Of course.
Feel free to come to...
Hard to say. His reaction when he saw you certainly was unusual. It's not a level of fear you see in most people. He very likely could have done something foolish in response. Now, I never said that. There are a lot of things that might drive someone to suicide, but in the end, it's still the decision of the individual. Well, technically, no. They're not on record as having committed any crimes. Handler is more like it. I'm supposed to make sure they don't cause any trouble. That'll be the day. Hustling, mostly. The twins ran a lot of cons. Aki's got some sort of charm about her that makes people trust her. She's really manipulative, and her life is nothing but moral gray. Naoki's a good kid, but he'll do anything his sister tells him to do. And he's a fast learner. He can pick up on pretty much anything. They came to Edgewater 2 years ago and wreaked havoc for a good year before we finally caught them. But Aki is Aki. Somehow she managed to cut a deal. Clean records in turn for their special services. So now, the government uses them as investigators, spies, or anything else requiring a quick mind and an expendable body. It's not an inaccurate statement. And on that note, be careful about what she says. She's not a liar, but she likes to tell misleading truths. And on that note, be careful about what she says. She's not a liar, but she likes to tell misleading truths. I'm afraid that's classified information. Listening to rumors is a dangerous thing. Each has a grain of truth wrapped up in a powerful lie. And then let's hope she turns something up. Until then, I'd be wary of believing things without any substantiation. That would do it. Am I to assume that Mr. Alton never actually got around to making this all-important change in his will? Great. Let's put it this way. A few years ago, I stumbled upon a lot of things I wasn't supposed to. Specifically, an old experiment that William Alton was involved with. I got in a lot of trouble for what I saw. I was supposed to be erased from the system entirely, but I was given a second chance, transferred to Edgewater, and stopped the twins who were running around the city causing trouble. To catch them so soon. I was Aki's arresting officer, yes. We technically never caught Naoki. Aki went down fighting so that he could escape. We spent 3 days looking for him and not a thing. Then, less than an hour after she cut a deal, he showed up on our doorstep to turn himself in. Like magic! Part of me suspects that she planned it all in advance. Alright then.
Look at me like that. It's not what you think. For your information, I was just asking Liam about the staff. Did you know that none of Mr. Alton's personal staff are paid? Well, then Kevin was lying. Mr. Alton pulled a few strings to keep the creditors away, and they'll stay away as long as Kevin works for him. As for Sophia, it seems her husband's heart is failing. Mr. Otten promised to move him to the top of the recipient list for the company's new organ creation project. I have to admit, I'm actually kind of impressed. But we don't need the real thing. We've got something just as good.
Hello.
I called him here, of course. This is what my Kansei is actually good for. Naoki, show us. My Kansei allows me to share the thoughts of whoever I touch. Have a look around, of course. Does anything look suspicious? That's logical, but how could anyone poison his drink in the first place?
Maybe the killer poisoned the cognac before giving it to Mr. Otten.
So if we found out who gave him the cognac, we'd find the killer.
Has someone been talking about my husband? That boy. Yes, my husband's heart is failing, and Otten Engineering is the only company with the technology to keep him alive. Mr. Otten allowed my husband preferential treatment in exchange for my services. I may not receive a paycheck, but I value my husband's well-being even more. Now please do not pry any further into my private life. The process involves taking a tissue sample from the patient and using it to recreate the organ they need replaced. It ensures compatibility, and it allows for replacement of things impossible to substitute with mechanics, for instance, bone marrow. The end goal was to be able to recreate any and all parts of the human body when necessary. I didn't think it was important. But none of them seemed like serious concerns. Besides, Mr. Otten received death threats for lots of his work. I didn't think this would be any different. I'm sorry, I really don't know much more than this. The only thing I know about his work is what I wrote for his press releases. I know he kept copies of all of his research, but I'm afraid I wouldn't know where to look.
Actually, it's sort of the other way around. Our mother died during birth, so Aki was the one who had to raise me. She gave up her life for my sake. I guess after making her life so difficult, I'm just trying to make things easier for her now. Besides, I don't do everything she tells me to. We argue all the time. Stay with us a little longer and you'll see plenty. Feel free to come.
Well, for one, you keep some interesting company. I was bored, so I decided to run facial recognition on them. I found quite a few newsreels about them, complete with security camera footage and mugshots. I admit, I literally laughed out loud at the one where they sold ownership shares to the Space Needle. No? Like I said, you keep some interesting company. Weirdly enough, when I looked up their police records, they were completely empty. They haven't been charged with anything. The other girl with you was the real problem, though. Dude, seriously? Gotta make a real effort to be that much of a ghost. There's no way that the government isn't involved in trying to cover something up. Oh, come on, it's not like that. Besides, how much do you know about her? Of course you do. You're the genius detective, after all. Genius siblings solve another cold case. You know, since you're using a fake name and hanging out with criminals and stuff. Well, that's disappointing. It would be cooler if it were. Spending more and more time in a corner of town that's not really hot on the usual party clubs, so I did some more digging. Found out that Liam was watching dogfights, and in some cases, funding them himself. Big Will was furious when I told him. When you showed up, I thought he had hired a private investigator to get some proof. I guess it's kind of a moot point now. You think so? Because I think there's plenty to feel bad about. My parents took out a loan so I could go to a good college, yeah? Everything looks okay until my last year, when the company suddenly changes their policy. The minimum payment shoots up, and the interest rate goes through the roof. My parents are too trusting, but they wouldn't have gotten into this situation if it wasn't for me. And if I had been there, maybe I could have read the contract myself and seen something. So yeah, I feel pretty bad about it. But what can I do, you know?
Well, I won't deny that we've done things on both sides of the law. But we're not just a bunch of criminals, okay? I have my reasons. Well, he did mention that his uncle likes to drink. Good point. I wonder if there's a way to get him out of the room for a while. I'm pretty sure she already did.
What do you need?
Yeah. It's better than sending a text, although the range isn't that great. I need a little favor, brother dearest.
Every time you say that we do something illegal.
Well, it's for a good cause.
You always say that too.
I suppose I do. Experiment and see if it works on other doors, like the one on the security room. I'll distract Kevin while Con turns the power off. Kevin will no doubt head to the basement to fix the problem. Once the power's back on, Naoki will use Sophia's code to get the two of you access to the security room. Got it?
Got it.
Good, then wait for my signal. Up. Good job, now get out and quick! Alright guys, get going! Con, Naoki, we're out of time. Get out of there! So, find anything? These numbers are pretty recent. I see a lot of references to other companies, but I'm not sure what they mean. I've got nothing. later.
Hey, con guy, right? Just wondering if you were on good terms with that police dude. Huh. Well, that sucks. I told him I wanted to go, and he was all like, I can't leave because Uncle is something or other. What are you talking about? Wait, so that means... Well, there's irony for you. Oh, come on. What isn't ironic about it? The man makes artificial hearts for a living, but his own ticker fails on him? Why should I be? He was due for it soon enough with the way he was drinking. A heart attack, right? She said I had more time. Why? Are you sure it was murder? No. This is not good. Not good. Not good. I need to think.
There have been multiple public demonstrations concerning Auden Engineering's work. It's possible, but it's hardly likely. I don't see how any one of his demonstrators could have gotten in here to kill Mr. Auden. An attempt on his life by one of them is more likely to take the form of a gunman or a bomb.
Is there any reason you want to know? Are you sure? Well... You don't think his cognac was poisoned, do you? If he were poisoned, what kind of poison are we talking about? Why didn't I remember until now? I just hope it's still here. Here. It's not water. The texture is more like oil. Because I felt ill all yesterday after I touched it. The same exact symptoms you spoke of. What if it's the poison? What if the killer tried to throw it away? No one in this house puts recycling in the incinerator. Mr. Auden has very strict rules, and we've always followed them. This is the only time I've ever seen something out of place. Please, just look at it.
Whoa, you two look like you're in a hurry.
And what is it?
It's the poison. Or what's left of it, at least.
Fair enough. So who did it? So there's at least motive. But what about means and opportunity?
But how? Liam's not allowed access into the study in the first place, don't you remember?
Are you sure you thought this through? You mean suicide?
Are you sure about that?
But why? I know I said it was a possibility, but I've got to be honest, it's not a very big one. Unless you have proof.
Con, why would he call us here to speak with us, then kill himself?
I'll say.
When? He was speaking with her the entire time. She wouldn't have gotten the chance to do anything. The IT guy?
But how did he do it? How'd he get into the office? I thought no one was allowed in.
So Kevin would bear a grudge against Mr. Otten for cheating his family and...
That's a good enough motive for me. And he's the only person with the means to do it. Meaning that we'll probably find his fingerprints all over it. What is that?
The house is coming out of lockdown. Kevin must be unlocking all the doors.
Kevin isn't going to leave through the front. We'd never let him past us. Sophia, what other exits are there?
There's an emergency door in the museum.
Limei!
Is there any way to lock all the doors again?
There's a panic box upstairs that...
Don't explain it, just go! Kevin, we know you're in there! Kevin!
Don't move!
Kevin, it's okay. You can talk.
What if I don't want to talk? I'm not stupid!
No, you're very intelligent. You should know that Sophia's locking the doors and there's nowhere to go. So why don't you just put that knife down and let us talk?
You're lying!
Kevin, please. Just let her go.
You think I'm gonna give up my only bargaining chip? Ah!
those are some of his ledgers from one of his smaller companies. Well, he's bought most of them up under various names or through organizations that he heads. Meaning that his ownership of these companies is not readily evident. Yes. Many of these companies are financial institutions. His ownership of them could be seen as a conflict of interest with his business decisions at Otten Engineering.
Both of them have very strong personalities, but they have different approaches to solving problems. I think they're both right. I think things are gonna go terribly again if they don't realize it. I guess... Well, they both agreed that it was the worst blind date ever. Oh, please don't tell anyone I told you that! I'm sorry, I have to get going. Aki wants me to look around upstairs for a bit.
Did you need... Well... It's nothing bad. I just needed a place where I could be private. You know, someplace where no one's watching. There are cameras all over this. Ugh, that's terrifying. Aren't you bothered by the fact that someone you don't know could be watching your every move at any point in time? We give up so much of our private lives into the hands of strangers, and we don't even think twice. Doesn't it bother you? Well, Mr. Otten at least had the decency to leave the restroom as a private area. I wonder how long that will last. I just needed some time to think without feeling like someone is watching me.
And fair.
What are you talking about? But I don't! Mr. Otten wouldn't even let me enter!
After we reset the power, she wouldn't be able to do it on her own.
And I would never kill Mr. Otten. He was my husband's only chance to live.
Are you done with your wild theories yet? So he had... on accident?
There's no way he accidentally snuck into the study and poured poison into his drink.
This had to have been premeditated. I suppose we could test the contents for poison and see if... Well, it's a start, but without a motive, you can't say for sure that it was Kevin. I think you've done enough. The police should be here soon, so just sit tight until they arrive. We'll take it from here.